Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is the top 10 free iPhone apps you may not have heard of. I sent out a message on Twitter. If you haven't followed me there, you can do that at Zollotech. And I sent out a message asking, what are your favorite apps that you use that we may not have heard of? And instead of being YouTube and Facebook, things like that, I wanted some more obscure apps. So these are free apps. There may be a paid element to them, and thanks to everyone that submitted them and sent them in. So the first one is called Musemage, and I'll leave a link to all of these in the description below. But the first one is Musemage, and it was sent in by way of @Stevanovsky. So this is a video recording app that lets you adjust just about everything. And there are other apps out there like this, but the difference is those cost money. So if I want to adjust the color temperature, I can change it. I can give things a more cinematic look and then record a video of it or take a photo. We can do magic color, or kind of adjusts it a little bit, and this is white in the background, so it's a little bit harder to tell. But we have manual settings for white balance, we have shutter speed, we have ISO, all sorts of things. If we want to do a photo, we can do that. Time lapse, stop motion, all sorts of things that you can do with the normal camera, but a lot more advanced ability to change things. We can also change the lighting, all sorts of things, and it's free. So that's a pretty nice app. We'll take a look at the next app, and the next one is IFT. Now, this is not as an obscure app, and it's pretty nice. @AppleJesusB submitted this one, and IFT is, like I said, a free app to download, and it allows you to customize notifications and things like that. So IFT stands for if this, then that. Kind of a simple programming concept, and it means I'll receive notifications if there's a high pollen count in my area. So it's using a different application to give me this information and let me know, and it'll pop up on my screen. If it rains tomorrow, I'll get a mobile notification. We can create our own, so if this, then that. And we can use all of these things, so maybe something with Instagram, any new photo by you, a new photo by you with specific hashtag, new photo by you in the area, any new photo by you, or a new video by you. So we'll pick any new photo by you, and you'll want to connect these to each one of your apps. And that will allow us to take any new photo and then maybe post it to social media elsewhere. So we can say, if we take this photo, post it to Facebook also, or post it to Twitter. It will do that automatically anytime it sees those new photos. It works with all sorts of different apps, and you can even create your own, and it's free to try out. And they also have a web version as well if you want to get more complex. But there's a lot of different interactions, YouTube, workflow, great applications that it works with. The next one is Swifty. Now, Swifty was sent over by Cavito920, and this is a programming app. This teaches you how to program for free. Swift is Apple's programming language that they recently developed and open sourced, and it allows you to learn programming on the go. So this is Swift Basics, variables, Boolean values, arrays, dictionaries. So if we go into Swift Basics, there's all sorts of things. So maybe types of numbers, and it starts to teach you within here the actual code itself. So you can go right into here, start typing your code, and learn how to do this by yourself, and learn how to actually code on the way, doing something with your phone instead of having to have a Mac in front of you to do it the whole time. A really great app. I've actually used this one before. It's a great app to use. The next app is Deezer. Now, Deezer is a music app. This was sent over by Osama Osman 3, and this is a paid or free app for music, and it's a different app than your Apple Music and Spotify, things like that. It has different types of mixes. It says no music flow yet. A mix inspired by your favorites. It's basically like the other music apps, but it has more mixes within it that you can do different things with. But there's all sorts of things in here. Be Myself by Sheryl Crow, Weekend Party Hits, all sorts of different music just like you'd expect. And there's also a paid version as well. So the next one is Allpoint. Allpoint was set over by @MiaDowd, and this is a really simple app that's really great, and I didn't even know existed. No, I don't want it to use my location when I'm not using it, but what we can do is search for ATMs near us. So we'll hit search, we'll hit search, and here's all the ATMs around the Charlotte area where I'm at, and you'll see there are a ton of different ATMs, and as we move the map, it moves the different ATMs all over the place. And these are supposed to be more free ATMs as well. So if we go into About, we'll wait for it to load, and it provides locations for the 55,000 surcharge-free ATMs in the Allpoint network. So you can't really beat that for free, and you can find an ATM if you need it. So I thought that was a pretty interesting application. We'll go to the next one. The next one is Argus. Argus was sent over by Paul Schoenmaker. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but this is Argus, and it's a calorie counting and helps you with weight loss and meal planning, things like that. So if I drink a cup of coffee today, I can tap on the plus. I have 2 cups of coffee. There's calories burned. It ties into your iPhone and Apple Watch movement if you want it to. There's different things where we can add food with a photo. And I haven't used that, obviously. And I obviously don't know all of these apps, and they were submitted by you, but this is great. It goes back to Friday, all the different steps I took, calories burned, all sorts of things. It's really nice. You can add your weight, check your heart rate, and it's a really simple app. And I kind of like the layout. It's a little bit different. There is a Go Premium option up here, but you can use it for free from what I can tell. The next app is Opera Coast. Now this one I actually hadn't heard of. I've heard of Opera, but not Opera Coast. And this was sent over by @Matage7. I'm not sure if that's how that's meant to be pronounced, but there it is. And this is a little bit different way to search. So it's a web browser, but maybe we want to search, well, it says there's For You, but maybe we want to search any one of these, maybe the Weather Channel. So we'll wait for that to pop up. Okay. And it's the Weather Channel website, but if we pull down here or hit one of these buttons, we can slide up and get rid of it, or pull down. It tells us the safety of the site itself. Slide it away, hit this button, go back, and maybe we want to go to Dig, and then go to that website directly, and then go over to here, pull down, and then we can just search the web or look for something else. So we could say Zollotech, and you'll see it shows up there. And then maybe we want to put something on the end of that, wallpapers, Twitter, YouTube. We'll just search this in general. It uses Google and finds everything else. So it's just a really interesting way to browse the web. Most of us are searching all the time. And again, it's another free app that I thought was pretty interesting. The next was sent over by Andrew Emmel. This is Launcher. And Launcher allows you to launch different applications right from the app. So maybe you've got specific things you want to launch other than just Facebook, Snapchat. We can hit Add New and maybe launch specific music, a contact number, apps, web launchers, web pages. So if we go into here, we'll pick a song here. I'm not even sure what all these are. Let's just pick this one. We'll hit OK. And it says home screen quick action. Fine. And done. And you'll see it's right there. If I want to play that one song, I can just hit it from right there. We can do the same with, it says unable to add new launcher. This is, again, a paid one. So if we want a few different things, we can add them. But if we want something else, we'll have to pay to add more. But you can launch specific things such as website pages or web pages, all sorts of different things. So I thought it was pretty neat. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Down Detector. Now this was sent over by @Iruptus, and Down Detector, if you're not familiar with this, I'm familiar with their website. I should have assumed they had an app, but this tells you the status of different networks. So maybe you play Xbox like I do, or Facebook isn't working, or something like that. This will give you an idea if there's a problem with it. So let's see if we can find, we'll search for YouTube. We'll take a look at its status, and this shows that most problems reported with 74% watching videos. You can report a problem and let people know you're having an issue, and this is kind of a graph of issues over the past 24 hours. So that's pretty nice. You can do that for, I guess it has ads to stay free, but you can do that for every site basically that you want to see is up or down. It gives you a status of any major site basically. The next one is Newsify. This was sent over by @Len98, and Newsify is another news app. and you may or may not like the way it's laid out, but these are all different news articles that are pulling from different websites, and it aggregates them together. It's an RSS reader, and you can see all of these are aggregated here, and then you can go through them and read them, and it's free, and it works really well. You do have some options for layouts and things like that. There we go, switch view. We can change it to that just however you'd like, and it's really simple to use. Now, that was 10 apps. I do have one more that was suggested by @FrizzyZinks, and this is, or FrizzyZinks, this is Polyforge. This is a free game. We'll wait for it to load. And it says use headphones. It has some nice ambient sound to it. And it's a simple, really easy game to play. So you want to basically shoot one of these at each one of the sides. And it gets harder as you go on. See, and I missed that one there, so let's try it faster. One more. And then it goes to the next shape. So it gets more and more challenging as you play it, and it's free. So those are the top 10 apps with one bonus thrown in that you suggested, and thanks to everyone that sent that in. I really appreciate it. They're pretty unique apps, some of them, and I'll probably keep a few of them. Like I said before, you can get each one of these apps in the description below. I'll leave a link to all of them. And if you'd like this wallpaper, I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. Thanks to Cameron and Connor for sending that along. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.